So, in chapter number 11 of history, that is on page number 91, the national movement, we have studied about the growth of the national movement, why it has been taken, the growth of the national movement has been started, what was the reason behind that. We have studied into the class only. The reason of growth of the national movement, what was the reason of the growth of the national movement, how does Indian National Congress has been formed, who was the founder of Indian National Congress, then objectives of the Indian National Congress, we have studied, all things we have studied into the class only. Rise of the extremism, that reason for the rise of the extremism, All India Muslim League, these all things we have studied into the class only, but I think that we should do a simple recap. We should know about the particular chapter, we should recap that, then after that we will proceed the next points. That is the growth of national movement. What was the reason behind the growth of the national movement? The policies which has been applied by the Britishers on the Indians. That is why these policies was so much aggressive, and these policies are not in the welfare of the Indians. That's why the Indians got so much aggressive related to these policies and gone against the Britishers. Next, that is just like the policies, various policies such as subsidiary alliance, doctrine of lapse, etc. The common man was unhappy due to the interference of Britishers into each and every topic related to a particular social and religious life. They are doing the interference into the social and religious life. That's why the people of India have raised their voice against the Britishers. Next, and that is why the reason was that is the reason that has been created hatred into the mind of the Indians against the Britishers. At the same time, British had introduced certain policies to fulfill their own needs. They are not thinking about the Indians, that what they are facing, what is going on to their mind. They are not thinking about each and every issues which is going on into the Indian society. They are thinking about themselves only, that what is the profit, what we can gain from the Indians. That is, one such policy was the introduction of English language, a particular language which we are studying into our country. That is, at that time, that was the Hindi language and the Urdu language, and Sanskrit language also we are using in the that particular language for our study. But they have introduced, as I have already told into the class, that there is up to the 90% of literacy was there into our country, but according to the British record, it has been shown that India is the most illiterate country into the world, according to the British record. But we know very well that what the gift has been given by the Indians to the world. Now we are doing research on that. Now we are doing research on Vedas. All the things, the Vedas has been composed in India only, not by the Britishers, but they are saying us. They are saying that Indians are illiterate. So English was the language which has been introduced by the Britishers only into Indian society, and they have changed all the education pattern, that there should not be any Gurukul, there should not be any madrasas, there should be a particular language which has been given to Indian, that you have to learn all these things, all the literatures, all the concepts that is into the English language, not in another one. So the people who were using, the large number of Indians came into contact with the Western thought and were influenced by the modern democratic, rationalist and revolutionary ideas. Only the higher society were able to understand that particular language which has been given by the Britishers. Okay, but the local people who are from the ground, they are not able to understand that language. They are trying to do that, but there is a problem to understand that. Next, Press played a very important role in bringing mass awakening and bringing the people together. Press means the print media has made the people to come together and fight against these type of things which has been followed by the Britishers. Newspapers like Marathas, Kesari, etc. helped the spread of patriotic feelings among the people. Introduction of railway. Okay, this was the gift given by the Britishers. That introduction of railway is bringing people together and providing the easy medium to move from one place to another. And the racial discrimination has also been reduced just because of these type of things which has been introduced by the Britishers. That is a good thing, but the policies which they are making for the Indians, that was not so good. The reasons for the growth of the national movement. Discrimination in the appointment of government jobs. So, the proclamation of the Queen Victoria has been declared that Indians will also be appointed on the higher position, but Britishers were not. It is not getting digested by the Britishers that Indians get the higher post, and they give order to the Britishers that you have to do like this and you have to do like that. There is the color discrimination, gender discrimination, and caste discrimination, which is already going on into the society, but Britishers basically follow the color discrimination. Okay, so the first ICS, Indian person who has passed the ICS examination, that is Surendranath Banerjee in 1886. He was the first person who has passed the ICS examination. What is ICS examination? Today we are giving IAS examination, okay, that is Indian Administrative Service, but previously IAS have a different name, that was the Indian Civil Service, okay. So ICS examination, which is converted into IAS examination, that was firstly passed by the Surendranath Banerjee in 1886. That I have already told you into the class. Next, policies adopted by the Lord Lytton, a particular person who has given the policies, who has adopted the policies that this has been done. So he was, one thing I missed. That is Surendranath Banerjee has passed the examination. He took up the case, but the Britishers were not giving the higher position. They were appointing him on the lowest one, and he took this case to the Queen Victoria and after the interference of Queen Victoria, he was appointed as a administrative assistant collector in 1871. But after the 2 years, he had resigned the post because there was discrimination followed by the Britishers related to that post, related to that particular person. They are not following the orders which has been given by the Indian to them. That is not getting digested by them. Next, reduction of what was the policies which has related to this, what was the policies has been adopted by Lord Lytton was first one, reduction of maximum age of limit for the ICS exam. He had reduced the age of the Indians that they can appear up to this age, or after that they are not appeared into that particular examination. So what was the age? That is, previously it was the age of 21, but he had reduced it and made it 18 because it will get difficult for the Indians to compete into the examination. In 18, for the ICS examination, the person must be graduated. So the Indian person firstly complete their graduation, or they can give the ICS examination. So this was the discrimination which has been done by the Lord Lytton related to the Indians. Second one, passing of Vernacular Press Act in 1878. What is into that act? That is, this act allowed government to confiscate the assets of the newspaper who published anything considered to the objectionable by the British. Means he wants the censorship on the print media also, that they are not allowed to print against the Britishers, only they are allowed related to the policies which are made by the Britishers, which is the and they are allowed to sing a good song, to write a good song related to the Britishers. Next, Arms Act. What was the Arms Act? It forbade Indians carrying the processing arms. Means the new processed arms is not being allowed to the Indians, that they could use them. Next, Liberate Bill. Next, this bill enable Indian judge to take up the trial of European, but it led to the strong opposition by the British and the Europeans, and the government was forced to withdraw it. Means they don't want that the judge seat is appointed for the Indians. They don't want that. They are just gone against it and had abolished that particular system, that only Britisher is allowed to give any decision, that the judge seat is given to the Britishers only, not to Indians. Next one, the Indian National Congress. For these reasons, the Indian National Congress has been formed. Who was the main founder of Indian National Congress? That was English civil servant A.O. Hume. He was the first person who has organized the Indian National, who has definite the shape of the Indian National Congress. And in 1885, All India National Congress was formed under the guidance, and it was presided over by W.C. Banerjee, a barrister from Calcutta, and first session was held by the Gokul Das Tejpal first session was held at Gokul Das Tejpal Sanskrit College in Bombay. 72 delegates from all over the country participated into that particular conference. There was 72 delegates who have came from all over the country and joined that particular meeting. Next, among them, who was the famous one? That was Dada Bhai Naroji, Ramesh Chandra Dutt, Firoz Shah Mehta, S. Subramaniam Iyer, Deen Shah Bacha, Gopal Ganesh Agarkar, and Badruddin Tayabji. These are the main leaders who were present into this Congress meeting. Next, objectives of the International Congress. What was the main objective of the International Congress? Why they were formed? That is, first one is to promote the friendship among people from every part of India who were sincerely devoted to the cause of the nationalism. People from all over India, okay, who have the same thinking related to the nationalism, they are gathered together and have formed the nationalism party and joined the nationalism party to go against the Britishers, to talk to the Britishers that these are the policies which you are giving to the Indians, which you are making the Indians to follow, that these are not good for them. So, to enhance and promote the feeling of unity among all the Indians without distinction of caste, religion and reason. Without any distinction of caste, religion and region, all the people from the country who have the feelings of the nationality, they could join the particular party. Next, to formulate and unite them also. For the main purpose is to unite them. Next, to formulate and deliberate on demand of the Indians and present them before the government. What was the demands of the Indians? What was the policies? What are the problems of the Indians? They are made the unity. They have made that community, that Congress, to tell all these things to the government, to the British government, by which British government would think that these are the problems that's been going on into the Indian society. But they are not doing so. Next, to create a public opinion in the country by the publicity and spread of information. These are the particular points for which the Congress has been formed. Next, we will study into our next video, and all the points will be cleared into that. Okay, revise it properly and take serious to your studies. Thank you.